So yes, it feels good to be right. As a married man, I don't get to say that very often. And in this situation, I get to be right. Butter gets to be right. TK gets to be right. Because the video we all did a few weeks ago where we showed you the order banks that the dealerships had access to where the RT was gone, it has become now an official statement from Dodge. I'll share that with you in just 1 second. All right, so check this out. The RT is officially killed. It's officially gone, and for the 2026 year, it says here, now the original article from, I think, another outlet, maybe this outlet, but this is updated here with an actual statement from Dodge. Dodge hadn't said anything despite all of our videos. So those of you that are questioning whether our content's legitimate or not, sometimes it's like, this is kind of prophetic. I mean, we were able to make the statement that the RT was dead, and then now, 2-3 weeks later, here we are with Dodge confirming it. So why they don't just say it when they send things out to dealers? They know they're going to get out to all of us, but this is the case. But here's what they're saying now, and of course, the belief is that slow sales appear to have doomed the entry-level Charger Daytona, which means it'll be discontinued for 2026. Well, here's what I believe. Absolutely, that's why. Now, if you read the statement from Dodge, they're saying it's something else, which is downright hilarious. But we saw in those order banks that all that's going to be available is going to be the 2-door, 4-door, 6-pack, or Outlaw. We'll see what they finally land on calling it. Maybe they'll call it both. The Outlaw 6-pack, who the hell knows? Or maybe it'll just be the 6-pack. And then the Scat Pack with 670 horsepower without the Stage 2 badging on it. And it'll just be a Scat Pack at 670 horsepower because they realized that if they rolled horsepower back, which was the original plan, that this thing would now be slower than a Hyundai Sonata. So they can't screw with that if they're going to call it a Scat Pack for sure. But I contend they should change the name to GT and not call it a Scat Pack and save the Scat Pack name for a future Hemi car, which, Dodge, if you're watching, just trust me on this one. You'll be glad you did it. But here's what the Dodge spokesperson says. He reached out to confirm that the base RT will indeed be discontinued from the lineup, leaving the Scat Pack as a sole option in the EV model for 2026 model year. Production of the Dodge Charger RT Daytona is postponed now, but yeah, it's gone for the 2026 model year as we continue to assess the effects of U.S. tariff policies. Now, that is total BS. Yes, tariffs are an issue, but I think those are going to get resolved. But this is because the thing wasn't selling. It's also because they put all their incentives, most of their incentives, on the Scat Pack version of this thing. Because frankly, even with discounts, it's basically the same car with some brakes and suspension with a bigger profit margin. So why wouldn't they try to move these easier than move the RTs, where they just were already priced lower for the most part, the same exact car. Same motors, same big pricey components, yet just adding some extra brakes and a suspension or so. So otherwise, it's just a software update. So a lot more margin, I imagine, in the Scat Pack. Anyways, they go on to say the Charger's flexible multi-energy Stella Large platform allows us to focus on the Charger Daytona Scat Pack's performance as the world's quickest and most powerful muscle car. Please, don't say that anymore. Call it GT car. Call it Grand Tourer. Stop calling it a muscle car. That is what's killing this car, I believe. I believe if they called it a GT and tried to compete with Tesla and increased, or at least made an option to be able to change a setting and increase range by 50 more miles, because the car looks so much better than the Tesla eggs, that they would have a chance at selling more of these things once they work all the bugs out of them. But calling it a muscle car means that people that aren't into muscle cars, the smaller market out there, can care less that you call it a muscle car. They know that EVs are fast. It's not going to take them long to figure out the Tesla Model 3 performance beats it, the Hyundai Ioniq N. Lots of other cars are faster, so why would you buy something slower for more money? Call it a GT. It's for everybody who's reviewed this thing has said, driving it and using it as a daily is a absolute dream and pleasure, like driving a big Cadillac, just comfortable, quiet, just awesome as a grand tour, not a muscle car. And then they're focusing on launching the new four-door model of the Charger mix for 2026 and the six-pack models that'll launch in the second half of the year, which is coming up. We're almost there. So that's what's happening with these. Now, you can see the pricing. I believe they're going to be, at least what I've heard, they're going to be reducing prices a little bit. So at least rather than having these big, huge discounts, reduce prices and see if they can find a sweet spot in the market. So we'll see what happens there. I believe they're going to have to offer incentives no matter what they do to move this abomination. They need to stop calling it a muscle car and get this thing on the market and go after the much larger market of people who love EVs, want to drive EVs, and will pay the money for EVs and live in that, in my opinion, an inconvenient lifestyle unless you can charge at your house. So with that said, this is what's taken place. Now, we called it out. We were sure it was going to happen. But could you imagine, if you look back in time, when has this happened where a car was launched? And in this case, the 2024s showed up in January of 2025. And before the 5th month of 2025 ends, they already discontinue one of the two models. Yet, the Hornet's still around. Come on. Kill the Hornet too. While you guys are killing things and getting rid of stuff nobody wants, get rid of the Hornet too. Or put an electric drivetrain in that goofball thing and sell it to all the people trying to save the planet. That'll sell, and then you'll be able to build the other stuff. Take the Scat Pack name, stick it on the Hemi cars that you better freaking bring back. If you're smart, you'll bring them back. And make the six-packs the Outlaw, the six-pack Outlaw, whatever the hell you want to call them. But take that six-pack name back. But what I believe is happening here also is removing the RT from the lineup allows them for 2026 to launch an RT. Could that be a 5.7 in this body to take the RT name? Because they're not just going to kill the RT name forever. I got to imagine they're going to bring that thing back. So here's the deal. If you're one of the speculators who bought Demons thinking you're going to get rich or bought Last Call cars thinking you're going to get rich, I want to warn you, be careful. Because right now, the RTs will probably be the most rarest cars on the planet in a couple years. So you can go get yourself one of these things at a steal of a deal, sit on it for 40 years, and maybe it'll be worth a whole bunch of money. And you know I'm being facetious. You know I'm being comedic here because they ain't going to be worth anything. Plant flowers in them and make them decorations in your front yard. The RTs are gone for a reason, never to return. In my opinion, it's not just postponed, not because of tariffs, because nobody wanted it. Nobody wanted the Scat Pack either, but I think they can find a groove in the market for it, but they need to rename it and tell people what it really is, because it's not a muscle car. And why are you trying to you've already done the social experiment. You've launched it as a muscle car, and the muscle car people don't want it. So go after another market. Try the GT market. Try the Grand Touring market. I think you'll have better luck. That's my 2 cents, Dodge. Take it. Won't even charge you for it. So with that, everybody, please like, subscribe, comment, share your opinions below, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.